Roland, Willits, All Men's Stories. I'm here with Terry Smith, and this is our 6th song, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
And it's
the name of this song is The Man Who Fell Through the Hole in His Shoe. This is how this song came to be written. Back in the days when I was committed to finishing a song a week. When I came from Texas to live in Nashville, came to Nashville to stay, I made a commitment to try to finish one song a week. I was teaching school for a living, and Saturday was my writing day, and so one of the commitments I made was to finish a song a week. Anyway, I was working on a song, another song, a different song. And from wherever that stuff comes from, I was just strumming my guitar and working on this other song. And this line came, the man who fell through the hole in his shoe. But I liked the internal rhyme, and I thought, this is I'm going to pursue that. So I changed horses in midstream. I quit working on the other song and did this song. And as an the song is meant to be fun. But I also learned something from Robert Frost when I was teaching English. His philosophy was that a poem should begin in delight and end in wisdom. So this song started out as just a fun thing. But down in the second verse, I wrote in the lyric, let me think of the word, I have to pick it up in mid. If you don't patch a hole when it gets in your soul. The essence of the song, and people obviously hear this when they listen to it, is this man wouldn't patch the hole in his shoe, so it finally got so big that he fell through. But then in the second verse it says, if you don't patch a hole when it gets in your soul, you probably won't last very long. So there's a different way you can construe that.
Yes.
So, and I've got to tell you, and this is not I'll have to talk fast, right? A couple of years ago, a guy had told us, the band and I, we were going to be playing in Oklahoma, and he said, you can stay, and we got a cabin, a second house by the lake, and you guys can stay there when you go to do this gig. So he had made the offer 2 or 3 months before. I called him up. He said, I can't hold to that promise because I've got a funeral to go to on the day of the show. And I could tell that he was pretty cracked up about it, man. It was his daughter-in-law. And I said, had she been sick? Was it sudden? And he said, well, it was sudden. And that's all he said. But we got off the phone, and I told my band members when I called them to tell them, I said, he didn't say, but I said, I bet you that this was a suicide. Anyway, he told me on the phone, he said, I will tell you about it sometime. So after a while, he wrote back. He did write me a letter, and that was what it was. And down in the letter, he said, it makes that song of yours, The Man Who Fell Through the Hole in His Shoe, take on a whole different meaning. And he was talking about those lines in the second verse where it says, if you don't patch a hole when it gets in your soul, you probably won't last very long. So the song is, people generally laugh kind of in the first verse and a half. But when they see that soul is a play on words, S-O-L-E like on your shoe, and S-O-U-L like inside us, hopefully, it takes on a little bit deeper meaning than that. The man who fell through the hole in his shoe.